guys, Martina here again and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is really focused on those who are new to electricity concepts and just starting their solar journey. I get so many questions about this topic and I wanted to make a simple, straightforward explanations for beginners. We'll be covering the differences between kilowatts, kW, and kilowatt hours. And we'll also talk about what volts and amps are in easy to understand terms. I can't tell you how many times customers come to me mixing these basic terms up, and it's totally understandable. Now, this stuff isn't taught in most schools, and even if it is, who remembers that one science class? Now, understanding these differences is super important when you're investing in solar, so let's break it down in the simplest way possible. Before we jump in, let's talk about what energy and power actually are from science perspective. Energy is the ability to do work. It's what makes things happen in our world. Power is the rate at which energy is transferred or converted. So energy is the total capacity to make changes, while power is how quickly you can make those changes happen. Think about lifting a heavy box. The total energy required depends on the weight of the box and how high you're lifting it. The power depends on how quickly you lift it. If you lift it slowly, you're using less power than if you lift it quickly, but the total energy is the same either way. In physics, the formula is simple. Power equals energy divided by time, or rearranged, energy equals power times time. That's exactly what we're talking about with kilowatts and kilowatt hours. Now let's talk about those prefixes, kilo, mega, and giga. Those are used by scientists and engineers used to make large numbers more manageable. So kilo means 1,000, 1 and 3 zeros. Mega means 1,000,000, 1 and 6 zeros. Giga means 1,000,000,000, 1 and 9 zeros. So when we talk about a kilowatt, we're talking about 1,000 watts. A megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts, or 1,000,000 watts. And a gigawatt is 1,000 megawatts, or 1 billion watts. Here's a fun fact. In the movie Back to the Future, Dr. Brown says that the DeLorean time machine needs 1.21 gigawatts of power.
1.21 gigawatts!
That's 1.21 billion watts, enough to power 1 million homes. So let's start with the basics. A kilowatt, or kW, is a unit of power. It measures the rate at which energy is used or produced, while a kilowatt hour, or kWh, is a unit of energy. It measures the total amount of energy consumed or generated over time. I'll give you a simple analogy that I like to use with my customers. So think of it like this. A power, kW, is like the speed of your car. Energy, kWh, is like the distance traveled. So if you drive at 60 miles per hour, for 1 hour, you've traveled 60 miles. That's your energy, or kWh. Now let's apply this to your solar panels. When you see a 5 kilowatt solar system, that number refers to a system capacity. It's maximum power output under ideal condition. It's essentially the size of your solar system. A 10 kilowatt system is twice as powerful as a 5 kilowatt system. But here is the thing, your electricity bill does not show kW, it shows kWh, because your utility company charges you for the total energy you consume. So your 5 kilowatt solar system produces at full capacity for 5 hours. On a sunny day, it would generate 25 kilowatt hours of energy. 5 kilowatts times 5 hours equals 25 kilowatt hours. And if your household typically uses 30 kilowatt hours per day, you would still need to draw about 5 kilowatt hours from the grid on that day. This is why matching your solar panel system size to your energy needs is so important. If you install a solar system that's too large, you might generate more energy than you can use, which would be wasted if you don't have a battery storage, or if your utility doesn't offer a good net metering rates. And if your system is too small, you'd still be relying heavily on the grid electricity, which is not always a bad thing. In some cases where buybacks are non-existent, you want your system size to your daily consumption only, especially if you're not getting battery to store your excess power for the nighttime usage. How do you figure out the right size? Start by looking at your electricity bill to find your average monthly kilowatt hour consumption. For instance, if you use about 900 kilowatt hours per month, that's roughly 30 kilowatt hours per day. Based on your location and solar conditions, a solar professional can help determine what size system in kilowatts would generate the amount of energy that you need. If you're looking to get pricing, you can definitely reach out to me and I'll be happy to connect you with a local installer in your area if you are in the United States. I've been building relationships with reputable installers all over the country. My contact info is going to be in the description below. It's very important to understand that a 5 kilowatt system doesn't always produce 5 kilowatt hours every hour. Several factors affect how much energy your panels actually generate, and I think this is where a lot of people get confused and dissatisfied with their systems. So first, there's panel efficiency and temperature coefficient of the panel. Then there's also weather, clear skies, more clouds during the day, or cloudy and rainy days. Your panels might only produce 10 to 25% of their rated capacity. Location matters as well. The same 5 kilowatt system will produce more kilowatt hours in sunny Arizona more than in a rainy Seattle. And don't forget about panel orientation and tilt angle. South-facing panels at an optimal tilt angle for your latitude will produce the most energy possible. Now let me give you a practical example from right here in Texas. A 5 kilowatt system in DFW area might generate about 7,500 kilowatt hour annually, but the same system in more cloudy region might only produce 6,000 kilowatt hours. Here's something interesting. The sun bombards the earth with about 173,000 terawatts of solar energy continuously. That's 173 and 9 zeros kilowatts. And we're capturing just a tiny fraction of that. That is such a huge potential. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Now, since we're talking about electrical concepts, I think it only makes sense that we briefly touch on voltage and current because they are absolutely related to power. But I promise I will keep it very simple. So, voltage is like electrical pressure. It's measured in volt, V. Current is the flow of electricity measured in amps, A. When you multiply volts times current, you get watts. Power. So power equals voltage times current. So if you have a 240 volt circuit in your home with 20 amps flowing, that's 240 times 20 equals 4,800 watts or 4.8 kilowatts of power. In a solar system, your panels produce DC direct current, electricity at a certain voltage, and then your inverter converts it to AC at the voltage that your home uses. Typically, that's 240 volts here in the USA. The whole system is designed to match the power needs of your home, which brings us back to the main topic, making sure that kilowatts capacity meets your kilowatt hour needs. So why am I telling you all of this? Because understanding the differences between kilowatts and kilowatt hours helps you make informed decisions about your solar investments. When a solar company proposes a system size right in front of you, ask them to estimate how many kilowatt hours it will produce annually in your specific location. Then compare that to your annual consumption in kilowatt hours as well. This ensures that you're getting a system that's properly sized for your needs. But that's not all. Learn and seek knowledge, which you're already doing by watching this video, so thank you for doing that. But look into what buyback you have available should you get 50, 80, 100% offset. Also, verify your kilowatt hour production by visiting websites like PV Watts. I know some salespeople might try to rush you through the sales process because it can get very technical, but do not let them. It is your money, your roof. You deserve to understand exactly what you're getting. And now you get a little bit more data that you understand. All right, let's summarize what we covered. Power is the rate at which energy is used or produced, like the speed of your car. Energy is the total amount used over time, like the distance traveled. Your solar system is measured in kilowatts, which tells you its maximum output capacity in standard testing conditions. I do have another video covering more technical things about solar panels, and I will make sure to link that video in the description below, as well as at the end of this video, it is absolutely well worth your time. Now, your energy usage is measured in kilowatt hours, which is what you see on your electric bill or what your solar system generated over time. When sizing a solar system, you need to make sure the kilowatt hours it will produce annually matches what you need or what you're shooting for. And remember, just because you have a 5 kilowatt system doesn't mean it produces 5 kilowatt hours every hour. Various factors affect actual energy production. I hope this clears things up. Understanding these concepts will help you make better decisions and avoid getting confused when comparing solar quotes. It also helps you have more informed conversations with those solar representatives, so they can't just throw technical terms at you, hoping you will not ask the right questions. All right, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Are there any other solar topics that you would like for me to cover? Maybe we should dive deeper into the voltage, current, and other electrical concepts in the future videos. Let me know if you would be interested. Make sure to subscribe to the video. Make sure to subscribe to the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.